to everyone who tuned in to season 1 of the One of One podcast, where we covered the unique journeys of 5 superstars in the baseball world. From a current big leaguer to a College World Series champion turned CEO, and even the mastermind trainer behind all of their off-season workouts. In season 2, I want to take a deeper dive outside of baseball and connect with other superstars in different industries and sports who have had a unique journey and are chasing greatness. With that being said, we have a very special guest here with us today, University of Louisville running back Chaney Jr. Thank you for being out here today, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
First of all, I got to say, man, before we get started, I told you come with a little drip, man, not a suit. You're making me look bad.
I had somewhere to go before this, and I had to get things done, but, I'm here now.
Looking good so far. So how's your off-season going this year, and what are you doing to get prepared for the season?
Man, off-season was really, really good. Like we had winter training, which was pretty smooth throughout the entire thing, Then we got into spring ball, getting into the swing of things, getting the plays done, calculating like how we're gonna move parts around and stuff like that. So it's been pretty smooth sailing since then, and like I'm just really grateful, to have the opportunity to still play football and just be here today and just tell my story and stuff like that.
Absolutely, man. So obviously a very familiar face in the Miami football community, and now you're going up to Louisville to play your final season. How was this spring up there, and how are you getting adjusted to the new environment?
Man, I could talk about the environment first, man. It's like it's more smooth sailing. It's more calm. It's like
slower life.
Yes, more of a slow life, not the fast life, and like that's really pretty much what I needed. Like I didn't need to be, having the fast cars. I still got one, but having the fast cars, living the outside life, like how I was living here in Miami, it was time for me to more like buy more into myself. Buy more into myself, put the work in, do what I had to do, and just, put myself on notice, like put the world on notice, like, yeah, I'm here.
Absolutely, and you're no stranger to the spotlight, and obviously being one of the best players everywhere you've been. At what age was it that you started realizing, man, I can do this for a long time, and I may have a career at this?
The sketch meme since birth. Let me chill.
What's up, brother?
I mean, like since I was young, man, like my dad's been like instilling like it's a confidence you gotta have, like a different type of feeling you gotta have for yourself, like about yourself, like it's like, do you know you got this? Yeah, I know I got it. So you gotta act like it. You got to walk around like it, talk like it, and that's just what I do, man. So since I was young, I've just been, following the lead of my dad, and then, him like, giving me away to, the coaches. Like I just been still following that same script that's been going on.
For sure. Now, you played your high school ball at Belen Jesuit and pretty much shattered every record there. You finished your career there with 4,500 plus yards and 60 touchdowns, which sounds like video games numbers. That doesn't even sound right. What made you choose Belen, and how did that decision come about?
It definitely started with the education at Belen. Belen's a very, very intelligent school. I'm happy to say that I graduated from there. It started off with just like, my dad was like, it's time for you to like step it up a level. It's time for you to, you can start high school football, you want to be able to get like your offers, and like, I was telling my dad, I was like, I want to be one of those kids that gets the offer in 7th grade and 8th grade, like, and my dad was just telling me like, well, I feel like, you can also get it here, you can definitely get it here, but you're also going to get a great education. So that was definitely one of the reasons why I chose, Belen, and my dad had a few connections there as well. And Belen wasn't very like, the place that Belen, like, that had like the spotlight on them. So it was something that I had to do, on like me and my dad and the coaches, we all worked together to get it done and to put myself out there, and that's exactly what I did.
And that's something that, I already told you, I don't know a ton about football, but I do know, and that was going to be my next question. Do you ever, perfect day today too, because you just came from Belen. Yeah. But do you ever sit back and think about the impact that you left on that program?
Man, I do feel like that, like there's like even today when we were there today, man, it was like it felt like a great feeling, you know, see have everybody like come back to me and like you know say what's up to me, like people that I've never seen before in my life, like and they just know me based off, you know, my name and like what I did there at Berlin, and knowing that I did it with confidence, like I didn't go there and, you know, bow out. I didn't go in there and like saying, man, I can't handle the education. I can't. Like I went in there and I took it like a man. Like, and I feel like that's what like more people like respect me for. Like going in there, taking it like a man, and, you know, getting things done, getting what I need to be done, like school, and also like, you know, making a name for myself coming out of Berlin.
For sure. So coming out of high school, top 50 ranked player in your class, number 6 ranked running back, and an All-American. First All-American ever to come out of Berlin.
Yep.
So it's safe to say that you had some options when it came to school. How was the recruiting process for you? And I got to read this so I don't get it wrong, but you had offers from Florida State, Florida, Georgia, LSU, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Oregon, Texas A&M, Michigan, and your pop's alma mater, South Carolina.
Yeah.
How was that recruiting process for you? How surreal was it to, you know, feel all that love after all the work that you were putting in?
Yeah, man. It's so hard to put it into words because like it was like a lot of emotions when I got my first offer. You know, going into the 8th grade, it felt real different. Like, man, I couldn't believe it, and then my dad was just telling me like, man, like, do you know what you can do? It only starts with one. All you need is one. And then, you know, keep on like, you know, following the script, just keep it going. It paved the way for the entire thing. But the process of choosing was pretty hard. You know, like that day, I mean, everybody has like a day. Every sport has a day like where like the coaches are officially allowed to text you. Man, on that exact day, like when it hit like 12 a.m., I had to get a new phone because my phone had broken, like glitched out.
From so many messages?
Yeah, from so many messages, like all
That's
at once,
unreal.
and like it had glitched out, which I was like, and then like me sitting there, like, I was like, that's one time where I could be like, I'm proud of you, Don. Like, you did it. It don't stop. It doesn't stop right here, but, you know, I'm proud of you.
From
like,
what you've been doing.
Yeah. And, I mean, picking the school was pretty hard, you know. I had a lot of things to go into it, like making sure the schools had what I wanted to study in, and life after football, life during football, because, you know, sometimes football it take a toll on you for a while, you know. But the whole process was pretty much like, it was hard at first, but once you like start to narrow down your path, narrow what you really want, it's a piece of cake.
What ultimately made Miami feel like the right fit for you?
Man, so like I said, like they had what I wanted to study in. It felt like family there, and it felt like I just belonged to stay home. You know, put on for the city. You know the motto. Yeah. Put on for the 305, and it just felt like it needed to be done. It felt like I was able to handle what came with it, and, you know, being close to my family. It also like helped me too, just because, like, you know, anytime I need anything, you're 25 minutes away.
100%. Now you get on campus, and what's your first taste of college football like? I know obviously you had a very strong freshman season, but what was the first, you know, thought to mind? Man, I made it, I'm here, and how was that first season for you?
So, you know, my first head coach was Coach Chaney Jr. He made it as easy as possible for us because, you know, coming in, we started coming in, you know, I had got a surgery during spring, and he made the process as easy as possible for me. You know, when you come back, everything can be good. Like, made sure I got the therapy, made sure I got everything done, still stayed on top of school. And, you know, COVID had hit. So, like, between the whole COVID thing, it was okay, but Coach Chaney Jr. like made sure, like, you know, the regulations of like during COVID were like strict to a T. And it was just I'm not gonna lie, it was a fun experience, not gonna lie. Like being with that team, that 2020 team was like great. It was a great experience.
100%. And, you know, You finish that season strong. You come back for your sophomore year with big expectations. Second game of the season, unfortunately, tragedy strikes, and you tear your ACL, miss the rest of that season. Spring rolls around, you're recovering, and then a new coaching staff comes in. Recover, get back to the fall next season, and have a setback and miss the majority of that season. You know, adversity is something that we face a lot as athletes. You know, how difficult was it even to process that much adversity when you were used to having so much success, and how did you learn to deal with it? Because I know it was not easy.
Man, like, I'm not gonna lie, it get hard to talk about it, but bro, I really think I'm an adversity killer. Yeah. I don't care about none of that.
Let's go.
Like that's just how that's just how I was born. Like my dad, like, man, take it on the chin, man. You got hurt, so what? Like, and man, it get hard at times though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it get real hard. Like, I try like to just think about it, like going in, like boom, ACL. Okay, we gonna thug this out. We ain't worried about none of it. It was hard at first, getting to all the mechanics, having to come in at 5:30 a.m. and having to like have somebody like push my knee in and do all that. It was hard. At the end of the day, man, kill this shit. Let's go, bro. Yeah. It's whatever with me. I came back fast, came back during the spring, did a couple things. They obviously didn't let me play in the spring game, but, I did a couple things, and, man, I'm ready to go. I'm running with them in the summer. Everything going pretty smooth. Fighting for a starting spot in fall camp. Happy, feeling good. Week and a half before the game, you get another injury. Okay. Now my confidence started to get a little low for a second. Yeah. Confidence started to get a little low because I'm like, man, what is going on? What am I doing wrong? Like, what do I do? Like, how do I fix this? How do I make something like turn into something? Make nothing turn into something. How do I? And shoot, man. Like I said, take that shit on the chin.
It's not easy.
Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah.
And you have no choice but to keep it rolling. And when I tell y'all, and I didn't even get a surgery for it. So you got a messed up hip that supposedly needed surgery. I ain't want it. I don't need it. That's just gonna set me back even more. Let's rehab and let's get it done. And man, when I tell you I was doing hip thrusts every day for about 4 months, man.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, but it's whatever it takes though. You just gotta get with it. Yeah. Get with it or get going.
The way I see it, obviously that's a ton of adversity and it's not easy and obviously difficult times for you, but you can make everything so much easier if you put it into perspective. While that's the low of your lows, there's somebody out there that wishes they had those problems because they're so much worse. So when you put it into that perspective, maybe, I have an ACL surgery, but I'm healthy.
Let's go.
I'm in a hospital bed, and that's what it's all about. Now, still, it wasn't an easy time for you. And, who were some of the key people that stuck with you throughout that entire process, and how did they help make it easier for you?
Man, I was hoping you asked that.
Well, man, I do my research.
Yeah. But
that's important. You got to show
that. I
want to
start off with God, bro. God, bro. 100%. Oh, man. Me praying every day, him getting me through the tough times was like, it's something that I needed. And I never when you take a step back from something, like you still there, but you take a little step back, not noticing that you not in there in that circle and stuff. Like that's how I felt my relationship with God, and it's just like, man. I just felt like I needed to get closer and do whatever I needed to do to get closer. And especially my family, my mom and my dad, my grandma, and my daughter. My daughter is what really I'm like, bro, everything I do, the next time I walk, take a step, it got to be for her. Next time I speak, it has to be for her. Everything I have to do is going to be for her because I have a mouth to feed. And that's the mentality that I had, even when I had the surgeries. I have a mouth to feed. There is no quit. You got to love this shit. No matter what, you got to love it. No matter what you go through, you got to be there, bro. You got to be there, in it. And that's just what I was thinking about the entire time, I want to make my family proud, man. I mean, I made them proud. Like, you know, I graduated from you. I'm like, that's a very, very big accomplishment of my family, yeah. But I want to do a little bit more. I want to be able to buy my mom a house. I want to retire my mom, retire my dad. Like, I want my daughter to work for herself. I don't want my daughter to work for nobody. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and that's just like a daily thing that I got to think about, just going into, you know, this season and the way I do every day.
Yeah, and now getting to know you a little bit better. Obviously, we've had the chance to work out together, but never really got to sit down and actually get to know you. But now, hearing what you're saying and that mindset that you have, now I can go back and look like, yeah, that process was probably not as difficult for him because he had that killer mindset. He put it into perspective because it wasn't about the injury. It's about your life and what you have, the responsibilities that you have to get through. I feel like we're on the same page because what I had written next is everything happens for a reason, and God doesn't give you a battle that you can't handle. Having come out of the other side from those challenges, what did you learn from those setbacks, and how did they build you into not even a stronger player, but a stronger person?
Man, have a great relationship with God. That's what I came out of with. That's one of the things, you know, and just being able to buy in with yourself. You got to be able to willing to be like buy in with yourself. If you're not bought in with yourself, it's nothing you're going to be able to do. You won't have the right mindset. You won't be able to think straight. You won't be able to do the things that you know you can do. If you ain't got the right mindset, you can't buy into yourself, what's the point? Man, bro. It was hard coming out of this stuff, though. But it's just a thought of, like, belief. Mm-hmm. A thought of, you know, insurance, like, reassurance. Like, yeah, man, you got it. You good. You gonna be good, no matter what you go through. Like, I always go by this thing where it's like, God gave his toughest battles to his toughest shoulders.
100%. And he's not going to give you something you can't overcome.
What won't ever give you something you can't overcome? So why not overcome it?
And if you have that belief, you come out the other side much stronger, not even as a player, but as a person. Because now you put everything into perspective, and you know that as hard as those 2 years were, now you're back, stronger than ever, ready to go.
Yeah.
So with that said, you come back healthy this past season and get right back on track with who you know you are as a player. You know, walk me through this past season, and how did it feel being able to be healthy and out there doing what you love?
Man, every game that I played, it was like a blessing just to be out there putting my damn cleats in the grass, man. It just felt good to, like, every time I got the opportunity to play, put my cleats in the grass and make it contact. It felt good. Being out for those whole 2 years, man, it just feed the hunger that you need, man. It's like, I just couldn't even believe it, to be honest with you.
Now, before we get into some more serious stuff, I got to ask, and I told you I don't know a whole lot about football. I grew up in the Dominican Republic with sticks playing baseball. I didn't know what football was, so I got to this country, and I still don't know a lot of the rules. But this year, I was watching the Georgia Tech game, and I got to ask you, and I got to hear that from your perspective. Take me through that play and what's going on, because I still don't fully understand it. And did you fumble?
All right, I'm going to start it off like this. I can look at this camera right here.
All of you.
Hey, you, wherever y'all at, I didn't fumble. You know I didn't fumble. I know my elbow was on the ground, and I know y'all got a lot of hatred from me out there. And it's okay. I forgive you. And I hope you forgive me too. But I know I was down, and the whole thought process of the play, I was like, man, like, we about to win. Like, it wasn't a thing of blame me, blame the coaches. Like, nah, like, I'll take like 100% responsibility. Like, I shouldn't have even like tried to do all that extra with trying to like get up fast and do all that, because that's my, like, I was like, oh, let's get up fast, like
excitement.
Yeah, but hey, man, it happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can hate me for it, love me for it, whatever it is. I'm finna take it on the chin and keep it moving.
Yeah. mistake or not, you were out there giving it your all, and
You
that's
feel
all
me?
you can ask for.
That's all I can ask for.
So now, once this past season ends, and with your future in mind, what went into the decision of looking for a fresh start and entering the transfer portal? Because I know that definitely wasn't an easy decision for you.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, leaving my daughter here in Miami. It wasn't too easy, but I'm working through things, you know what I'm saying? But the thought process going into it, man, was just it wasn't a matter of I needed more, more carries, more. It wasn't a matter of I needed more. It wasn't a matter of me trying to, be the guy. It was a matter of I want to learn more. I need more experience on my side. Like, I want to learn more about the game because this next season, I'm trying to make it my last. And whoever gives me an opportunity to learn more and make me be the best version of myself, that's where I'm going. That's where I need to be. I felt like I wasn't getting the best version of myself where I was, with all the distractions that was going on around me. And I felt like it was just time for me to have a fresh start. It was nothing against coaches, nothing against players. It was just a thing within where I'm like, bro, I need a fresh start. I need to start over where I can, fully just buy in. I'm not buying in here. I was buying in because, you see where we at, man?
It's a lot of distractions.
We by the water. It's a whole bunch that go into it. But I just needed a fresh start to be able to say, all right, if you do fail this time, not saying I did fail at Miami, but if this time you mess around and fail, it was 100% on you. Yeah. It was all 100% on you. So don't fold.
That's all you can ask for, yeah? That's all you can ask for. So what was the most important thing for you now during this transfer process? And, how was it being in the transfer portal for the first time? And did you get the same amount of love as you had coming out of high school? And, how did Louisville come to mind?
Man. So, I feel, I'm going to start off with the last part, which is how did Louisville come to mind? Man, I feel like everyone, when I say everyone, I feel like everyone, noticed how Louisville put themselves on the map last year.
100%.
I didn't think they was going to do that good.
I don't know a lot about football, but I know that they,
I'm sitting here man, I'm wondering how they came up out the dirt out of nowhere, and it was amazing to watch their whole season. Man, they y'all don't mind if I curse?
Go ahead. Man.
I was they whooping everybody ass over here, man. They over here tearing people ass up. I
want to be a part of that.
Yeah, I was bro, I want to be a part of something that's that put the world on notice. I want to be a part of something that's just gonna change everybody's perspective of who y'all think we are. And I'm not saying I wasn't part of that. At Miami, we did shock a lot of people. Yeah. There were some games we shocked a lot of people, and I was proud to be a part of that organization over there. But now this one, man, this one different. This one different right here. The way they go about things, Coach Barclay, man. That's my running back coach at Louisville. Coach Barclay he was a different specimen, the way he go about things, the way he think. The way he think just like me. Let's get better. What can we do to get 1% better today?
Every single day.
That's how we go about things. Every day after practice, I'm asking him, all right, tell me what I need to do to get better. He'll sit there and talk to me all right, so I think the cuts here and cuts there were a little bit different. Try to make them more explosive, stuff like that. That's what I like. Come here and teach me, and if you feel like I'm not learning the way you need me to learn, make me. And that's what Coach Barclay willing to do. So that was a big part of it. And the other part of your question was,
as far as how was the process? Did you have some more other options, and were you getting a lot of love this time around as well?
I think I was. Because people started to oh man, this guy's resilient. And that's what a lot of coaches told me he's resilient. He can't be stopped. You come back for 2 years off injuries and you're still going. Some people will give up.
Easily.
Some people will sit there and just lie down and give up. I'm here to tell y'all today, don't do that no more. No more folding. Can't fold, man. It's never a doubt in it should never be a doubt in your mind about yourself. Man, bro, I say that shit every day, dog.
The truth. It's the truth. If you don't, I always say, if you don't believe in yourself 100,000%, how can you expect someone else to?
Yeah. Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
That's
And a
real,
lot of
like-
people, like you said earlier, they're not fully bought into themselves, and they fall so short of what they could have accomplished, and they never even realize it. They live life thinking that they're great where they are, knowing that they could have accomplished so much more, but they never believed in themselves first. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I know this season you're coming in with a lot to prove. You have a lot of hunger. What can your coaches, teammates, and the Louisville fans expect to see out of you this year?
A dog. Straight dog. Beast. Taking what's mine. I'm coming here to show everybody. Hey, man, don't get in the way.
What are your expectations for yourself this year? Talk to me.
Man, it's about proving to myself. Like, bro, you know you got this, bro. Like, you know you got this. You know you can be a top 5 back in the draft. You know you could be top 3, top 2, top 1. Like, you know you can. Let's do it then. That's all my expectations. Like, prove to yourself that you are the top. You are the top of the food chain. You ain't nothing less.
100%. Now, what do you, being that top dog, what type of running back do you see yourself as, and what do you think your best strengths are?
Everything. That's how I'm coming. Everything.
I love to hear. So one thing that I noticed while doing research on you, not so much of the football side because I don't know a lot, right? Even some of the stats, they look great. They look like big numbers. I had no idea what they were. But what I did learn is that every single interview I clicked on, every single little, post-game presser, all that stuff, is your leadership qualities, right? You're always talking about your teammates and your team, even guys in your same position, how you hold each other accountable, how you make each other better. Those leadership qualities, do you feel like you were born that way, or is that something that grew more and more over time?
That's something I can give. Like, I was always a shy person. I wasn't a talkative dude. I wasn't like an outgoing person. And I feel like that's something that, being at University of Miami, they brought it out of me.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted me to be like someone that I'm supposed to be like. Supposed to be like a leader, and it was hard at first, man. When I say it was hard, it was hard. Like, I'm sitting there every day, like, they're like, bro, you gotta speak. You gotta, if you want to be a leader on this team, like, this is what you gotta do. And like, just instilling that into me every day. I feel like it burst out. Like, once I was like, okay, fresh start means fresh everything.
Yeah.
You're able to do things that you weren't able to do at Miami. Like, the things that you couldn't do at Miami, not say couldn't, but you wouldn't.
Now it's time.
Now it's time
There's
to bring that
nothing
out.
to be left on the table.
Yeah, there's nothing left. This is it,
Time
bro.
to empty the tank.
And if somebody don't like it, let me know and I'll change it. But other than that, I'm bringing everything to the table.
That's the way it should be. And now your dad played the game at a very high level, and he coached through your early career. What are some of the most valuable lessons that he's taught you that are still with you today?
Oh man, it's too many. Let me think of the great ones. Like, it was definitely like through the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
It was let's take it on the chin and let's go.
Yeah.
Let's take it on the chin and let's go. Always bet on yourself. No matter what, always bet on yourself, and definitely believe in God. Keep that relationship with God strong. Man, it was something that my mom always told me, like, know that you can always be you. You can always be you. You don't have to change yourself for nobody. Mm-hmm. Like, you can always be you. You do the things necessary to be a better you, but you can always and forever be you, and nobody will ever be able to, change that.
Absolutely. And if they don't like it, and they don't like you for who you are,
Kick rocks.
that's on them. But by being yourself and always being you, you're only going to attract the people that like you for who you are.
Yeah.
And that's what you want at the end of the day. So, outside of your father, who are some of the biggest role models that, you know, played a part in getting you to where you are today?
Oh man, my mom, man. My mama, bro. My mama, she funny, man. She's always like, she's an Instagram junkie right now.
Okay.
Instagram junkie right now. Yeah.
Is
She's
she in
on
the
there a lot.
comment sections too?
Yeah,
Calling people
and
out whenever
she's
they're talking
like-
crap about you?
And yeah, she see that all the time. But her thing is the motivational.
Okay.
The motivational Instagram posts.
Said she's
Man,
sending you stuff.
if
on the
I
DMs.
show you right now, it's
The
crazy.
DMs flooded.
Yeah, it's every day I get about 10 of them, and like, you know, like I'm sitting there, I'm actually listening, and she'll call me and be like, tell me what you think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always a big thing, like, you know, read this scripture out of the Bible. Tell me what, like, how it relates to your life. Like, tell me what this does in your life, or what does it show you. And man, another thing, she was like, show me who you hang around, and that'll show me who you are.
Yeah. Show me your friends. Show you your future.
Yeah, show me your friends, and that'll show you your future.
100%. Man, it looks like you're definitely on the right track. And I gotta ask, you know, what drives you to, you know, keep pushing even after all the adversity, to keep chasing your dreams, you know, without any guarantees on if it's going to work? Because obviously in sports and in the game of life, it's not fair. And, you know, you're putting in all this work, putting in the inputs, and the results not guaranteed. What drives you to keep pushing without knowing if it's going to work?
Man, I got this 3-year-old baby girl, bro. That's all I need, man.
That's awesome.
That's all I need.
I gotta give you kudos to that, man, because that's something that, you know, a lot of people in your situation would, you know, keep her head in and all that stuff. You show so much love for her. Like, just looking through your Instagram real quick, and that's, you know, not impressive, that's admirable. And in the reality that you overcame stuff early on, injuries, and still have your priorities straight, because it's bigger than just football. It's about life, and that's somebody that you brought into this world. You have the responsibility to take care of her for life, and it's what you're setting up yourself to be doing. So, you know, what can we expect to see, you know, Don Chaney in 3 years? Where do you see your perfect life?
In 3 years?
Yeah.
Man, working. Around this time, working. Getting myself ready for the, you know, get myself ready for the season.
Yeah. Good.
You know, doing me, living my best life to the best of my capabilities, man. Minding my own business. And you can expect me not taking no for an answer. Somebody say it's impossible, I'm like, let's get it done, man.
100%. Now, I saw that, you know, a little bit off topic, but I saw that you held a food drive during Thanksgiving, and I love that. What was the inspiration behind that, and how did that come about?
Man, there's been times where, you know, like just looking at my family and like, you know, we're able to have a Thanksgiving dinner, you know, every year, every single year. And then, like, me and my mom were talking, like, and we were actually driving, like, somewhere on Thanksgiving. I was like, I feel like I need to do something. I feel like I need to, like, you know, help who can't be helped. Like,
Yeah.
and it was a feeling that, like, my mom was talking about for a little while. She was saying it before, but I wasn't buying into it as much as I thought I would, until one day, like, we were just, like, you know, one Thanksgiving we were just walking past, and like, we seen somebody that not walking past but driving past, and my dad was in the car, and he seen somebody that he knew that was just, you know, walking the streets and just there, like. And it's around Thanksgiving time, nowhere to go. And I was like, yeah, I feel like this would be a great opportunity for me to, like, show how grateful I am, especially to Miami. Like, you know, going around Miami, like, I just want to show how grateful I am that you guys accepted me in this community, and, like, just being born here, I just want to show my city some love.
100%. So was this past year the first one that you did?
Yeah.
Is that something that you plan on doing every year
plan
from now?
on doing, yep.
Count me in, and I'll help you with that this year. That's
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, man. So now I want to wrap things up, but I want to leave the people watching this, specifically the guys that, are going through adversity, chasing their dreams, what piece of advice would you give to them on why to keep pushing and why it's all going to be worth it at the end of the day?
I mean, just yourself should be like, the reason why you keep pushing. If you know you got love for the game, you got a heart for this, don't give up on yourself. That ain't gonna never work out, because you give up on yourself now, even when you done life after football, you gonna give up on yourself again? You know what I'm saying? It's always a bet on yourself mentality. And like, I live by it. Like, I'm always gonna bet on myself, and I feel like you should always bet on yourself. Why not you? That's a big key in betting on yourself. Why not me? It's it's no one else cares about you but you. It's all on you. I hate to say it. My daughter don't even care about me yet. It's all on me, man. It's nobody else cares but you. You care about you. You love you. Bet on you.
100%, man. Now, that was money. We have a closing tradition in this podcast where the last guest leaves a question for the next one. So today we have a question from Jordan Carry-On for you.
Sure.
And he wanted to ask you, what do you believe is the greatest challenge that most athletes face?
That's not hard. I think it's battling your mindset, your own mindset.
That's big.
Like a you versus you thing. Like, you looking in the mirror, it's you versus you. Who you gonna let win? Yeah. I feel like that's the hardest thing, ever known to man. Even outside of sports, it's always a you versus you. Mm-hmm. Who gonna win today? The dude over there or me? Man, that's what I like battle with.
That's big.
Am I gonna let this dude in the mirror win, or am I gonna let myself win?
That's big. You can let your mindset limit you so much, or you can let it propel you to the next level. The people that have that discipline and have that mindset, regardless of what life throws their way, they keep pushing. Mm-hmm. You keep pushing for enough time, eventually you get to the end of the road. But it's along the road that a lot of people fall off track because they don't bet on themselves. They don't fight themselves in the mirror every day to be better. That's all I have for you, man. This was much better than I even anticipated. You brought so much value to not only everyone listening, but to me, seeing life from your perspective. I have a very similar mindset, but you opened up my eyes to a lot of stuff, and I'm very grateful for that, man. I cannot wait to continue to see your success, and I'm going to be following along this year. Hopefully see you in the national championship.
Yes, sir.
Don Chaney Jr., everybody. Appreciate the time, brother. Thank you.